All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show. We are here at Cards and Culture on the Purple Couch, and I'm with my guy, Javien Toviano. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for having me.
And you probably appreciate the air conditioning right now because I know you just came from football practice right now.
Most def.
And you guys are working in the middle of the summer right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So why don't you, I usually let the guest, obviously I just mentioned that you play football here at LSU, and I'll do like an intro after the show, but why don't you let our guests kind of know who you are, where you come from, 1 minute, 2 minute thing, who you are, all
I
that
got
stuff.
you. So I'm Javien Toviano. I'm from Arlington, Texas. Play LSU football here. Mid-year enrollee, a freshman. Just looking to come make an impact for the LSU Tigers, but I've been playing football since I was like a little kid. All I can remember. My first love was actually basketball.
That's good. Me too.
So it was kind of, so that's the first sport that I actually played. And then it wasn't until like 6th, 7th grade that I really got into football and just like seeing how the opportunities could really change your life and stuff like that. That was a big part. My brother was a big part of it, just seeing him because he played football and he was kind of like,
brother?
Yeah. So he goes to Rice right now, but he kind of really inspired me to, be on the football field almost. And just, the game became super fun as I began to get a little bit better, but
it's funny how that goes, right? You start getting better, you like it a little bit more. You settle in.
It's a game that it teaches a lot, and I just enjoy just the physicality aspect of it and just the opportunity that you can create from it. So
I love that, man. And what was the term that you used of like you came here early?
Mid-year.
Okay, I didn't even know. I knew that's a thing for football, right? So basically, what's that mean? You enroll in summer classes so that way you're here early?
Yep. So I graduated high school at the first semester.
So
I did my first semester of high school and did my second semester here at LSU.
That's cool.
And so I did have to take summer school to kind of just get here, but I think it was worth it. It definitely got me a step ahead of a lot of the guys that came in. So
that's cool. Okay, so you do the spring semester here basically?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. Okay,
yes,
cool.
Sir.
So while like the LSU baseball season, that spring semester was going on, you were here?
Yes, sir. So
nice.
I participated in spring ball, did the whole spring, took classes and stuff like that. So
okay, very nice. All right, so you talked a little bit about your brother. What about your parents? Like, were they athletes? Because he's playing college football, obviously too. That's pretty badass.
So my mom, she played basketball and ran track. So she's really she's heavy on sports. She's so into it. Like you might hear her at the games.
Let's go.
But my dad, not so much. He's actually from South Africa. So he's from South Sudan. So
that's dope.
He's more into like the soccer lane. He tried to actually get me to play it. I just never kind of found joy in it.
Yeah.
But he likes the game and being a part of it too, just because. He just likes the hitting and all that stuff.
That's badass. Yeah. So his last name's Toviano?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
When they said that was your last name, I was like, bro, it sounds like he's from Jersey, like an Italian from Jersey. I'm from Jersey. There's a bunch of Italian last names.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that's
sir.
badass. That's cool. So he didn't. So you said more soccer for him than anything else, and mom was track and basketball. So that's where basketball love came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you good? Were you nice?
Oh, for sure. I played on the circuit, the AAU circuit.
You did.
Up until my 9th grade year of high school. And so I played players like Mikey Williams, Bronny James, guys like that. I played for YGC 36, so that's Marcus Smart team that plays for Boston Celtics. So I think I had NBA dreams for sure. Yeah. But my height just kind of unfortunately didn't pan out the way I wanted it.
What position you played? Were you the 3?
Yeah, I was a 3.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1", 6'2"ish.
So you jump out the gym then?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up and get it for sure.
That's dope. I was the same way. I played like a stretch 4, maybe I was probably a 5, back to the basket more, when I was growing up. And I kept trying to put the ball on the floor. And my coach was like, "You're a big man. I'm like, "No." And then the game changed, right? And I could have been, but I was no good. I played up in Jersey. We had a good squad, and I played all the way through my senior year. And Jersey basketball was fun and it was good.
For sure.
So I played at a high level, but I couldn't play at the next level. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love hearing that basketball is your favorite sport because it was for me too. I just happened to be better at throwing that little baseball. So,
no doubt.
Yeah. And I wanted to go to a school like LSU. Speaking of that, it's got to be like the best time to be a freshman at LSU.
Oh.
It's got to be crazy walking around campus and thinking like I might be next. Like, I don't know, right?
Absolutely. I think it was kind of a no-brainer. My recruiting process was long. I waited all the way until like the last needle and thread that you could possibly wait.
Yeah.
But I think I waited it out long enough, and I couldn't see myself anywhere else. And of course, all the stardom that we have here is just insane. Football is kind of what LSU is known for, but just seeing the other sports strive like baseball and the women's basketball team, the gymnastics. I mean, I think there's no better time to be at LSU than right now. So
yeah, y'all are fucking celebrities right now. Like, it's awesome. Yeah. That's dope. So what were some of the other schools that you were thinking about? I know football recruiting process is a lot crazier than baseball.
Yep. It was definitely hard leaving Texas because, I mean, we get the rap for having some of the best Texas high school football.
Yeah,
so, I mean, definitely leaving the state was hard. So I was definitely interested in Texas. Georgia was a big favorite. And Michigan, that's kind of who it came down to. My dream school was Oregon, so they made the cut, but I didn't really see myself going there.
Did you go on a visit there?
Yeah, I actually did.
That's
I actually did, but it was more low key. I kind of had my recruiting process low key. So
I got you.
But I mean, LSU was just the perfect fit. I believe just kind of the style of play that I have and all the goals that I have for myself. I think is just aligned perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, I get the other schools, they're all, Texas, Georgia, all that, LSU. Where does Michigan mix in the mix? Like, how do they get a Texas guy to get them on their rate? I mean, obviously, I know they got a good program, but but
I actually don't know. I can't really speak for that. I was just open-minded, and I was just like, why not? And they ended up scheduling me for an official visit, and I went out there, and I ended up kind of liking it too. It was a weird vibe, but it was almost like weird in a cool way.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot, and I was just like, I mean, I could possibly see myself going here. They're probably they're pretty good at the time, so I'm like, but I wasn't too set on it. So I just had to definitely throw it in there for sure. So.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's a totally different just atmosphere and anything, just the location, everything. Especially a Texas boy going up to Michigan, you'd be freezing there in the winter.
There's not too many of us that do it. So.
That's what I went from Jersey down here, and I'm like, I go back home and I'm so soft now.
Right.
I was like, it's crazy. You been up to Jersey at all?
I haven't. No? I haven't. I'm looking to get up there, but. Just on fun purposes, but
Jersey's a good spot, Northeast, all that. I always forget how young you guys are when you guys are just starting out and you're playing and stuff. What's the speaking of that, because I got to travel the country playing baseball and stuff, but what's it like for football? Do you guys play a lot, or do you guys stay in the South most of the time, leading up to college?
I mean, of course, there's the select team that you go growing up, you play. I mean, you kind of travel. I was on the FBU team that played kind of nationally.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my junior high days, my middle school days. We kind of there was a big tournament that met in Florida, and you compete against teams like Tampa and Cali, the West Coast side. So I think that was cool for sure. But I mean, high school, I played we kind of just stay in Texas to play. I mean, Texas football is probably the grandest it gets. So you got teams like Duncanville that are going to go play IMG Academy.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, if you guys go,
John Bosco, but not my school. We kind of just stayed in our own lane. So
it don't matter. You got to LSU, and you're here now, so that's all that matters. All right, let's talk about your LSU visit a little bit. Right, you said your recruiting trip was a little under the radar, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of heard a little bit that you had a little viral moment or something, right? Was it storming the field at Bama?
Yes.
Tell me that story.
Dude, that game was electric from the time I stepped foot in that game. I mean, it was completely star-studded. See guys like Shaq and meeting Tyrann Mathieu before the game and Grant Delpit. And the energy was insane in it. And all I can remember is I'm telling my brother that they were going to score.
This is your official visit?
Yeah. No, this actually wasn't my official visit.
Were you already committed?
Yeah. No. So I took an official visit earlier at the Southern game, but I was like, I probably should have waited, but they wanted to get me on campus.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't my official visit, but I had to be at the Bama game. LSU, Bama,
100%.
There's no other place to be. And so I remember them going down the field, and I'm telling my brother they're going to score.
Yeah.
All right. And he's like, no way.
He's sitting with you?
Yeah. He's right on side of me.
Yeah.
And he's like, no way, whatever. And so I'm calling it. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, there's no way. If they score, they're going for 2.
Yeah.
All right. And
wait, so you called that too?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm like, if they score, they're going for 2. And it's going to be game.
You called
word for word.
Yeah.
I can't make it up. And they end up doing exactly that. And when they went for 2, I think I was just I didn't know what was going on through my head. I'm like, if they score this, I'm going to come here. I'm going to commit here.
Let's go.
And that from that point on, that was just kind of my thing. I was like, I'm coming here to LSU.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, storming the field.
Oh my God,
it was electric. I think I ran over like 3 people, but they made it out. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously. And
Yeah.
the fan who recorded me, I didn't even know that I was being recorded.
This is the viral video thing or whatever.
So the next day, I'm having my exit meeting with Coach Kelly, and he shows me the video. Like, he pulls it up in his office.
You had already known it was going viral?
No,
like going?
I didn't.
Oh my
God. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day, and I go in his. We have our exit meeting because I'm about to go back home, and he ended up pulling up the video, and I'm like, holy, like, what the heck is going on? I did not know this. First, I didn't know the fan was recording, but it was cool. But Coach Kelly, from that point, he asked if I wanted to commit, and I was just like, I mean, that's hard pass. That's hard pass. So in my mind, I knew I was, but I just wasn't physically ready.
Cool.
I wasn't physically ready. I just wanted to let my emotions settle, but I ended up, choosing here. So,
bro, how do you? So you were 17 at that time?
Yep.
You're 18,
I was 17.
Right?
Yep.
So you're sitting in Brian after they just beat Bama.
Yep.
And he asked you if you want to commit. And in your head, you knew you were committing probably, but you were like, I'm gonna let my how the fuck? How do you have that wherewithal at 17?
I just went what was right. I mean, I just trusted my gut.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I knew I kind of wanted to be here, but I was just like, I want to do it the right way.
I love it.
I want to talk to my family first.
Yeah.
I think it was just the right thing to do, just hold off.
Yeah.
I did almost pull the trigger, I will admit. But
like he kind of knew.
Yeah.
He was like, he's like, give me something.
Yeah, he definitely knew. But
give me a wink if you're in like 90%, like something like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's cool.
Played it cool. Ended up talking to the people about it, and they supported the decision 100%. So
yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
Yes,
did you do the National Signing Day thing, hat, all that?
I did.
Yeah, that's part of the whole process, right? So you got to I feel like you got to embrace that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And originally I wanted to do it at the All-American game.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it was actually my last day of school because I'm graduating at the semester. And it was like before like Christmas break.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm like, dude, I mean, I'm leaving. This is my last day, or this is 2 weeks before. I'm like, on my last day of school, I want to commit. And so I talked to my head coach about it. He loves the idea. My parents love the idea. So we get about 5 hats to top schools: Georgia, Oregon, Texas, LSU, and Michigan.
Yeah.
And I remember pulling out, and the exact way I did it, I don't know if you probably could pull out the video, but I had a Louis Vuitton duffel bag, and I pulled out the Oregon hat. It was a dream school. And like pump faked it and then put the LSU hat on. And so after people were telling me to do that, I should have did the Colorado hat. Yeah. Because at the time Deion was talking about he's bringing his luggage to Colorado. Yeah. And now that I think about it, that probably would have made
that probably would have been viral.
That probably would have been a cool idea. But no, I think it was fun. It was a fun way, and everybody enjoyed it. So
that's awesome, man. I've always thought that that's like a really cool moment for kids, especially like you can be with your friends, your family, school, and share that moment and everything.
Sure.
So I'm happy you got a chance to do that. That's cool.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so I see the jersey. You kind of talked about it before we got on the show. Yeah. Talk to me about people that you look up to. Is there any LSU people maybe? Did that have an effect on making the decision too?
For sure. First of all, the jersey. I'm a big Deion Sanders fan. Growing up,
I love that.
I wasn't really into the position of corner, but I mean, how can you not watch Deion Sanders play when he's playing? And I think he's just an electric athlete. He has his own swag, his own persona. I mean, you like him or you don't, he's still going to be Deion at the end of the day, and he is Deion. So I think that's kind of what I take from it. I mean, just kind of be yourself, bro. Have your own swag, and I like the way he plays and carries himself, and everything that he does in life. He's very motivational and stuff. So he's definitely a person I look up to. Met him a couple times.
I was just gonna say, you guys have a personal relationship with him?
So I met him a couple times. He actually called me the day before I commit to LSU.
He's like, just putting that little bug in your ear. He's like, hey, you sure?
But I mean, it's cool. So I mean, I 100% support him. I'm a rock Deion. I have a Deion Cowboys jersey.
Facts, love that.
Falcons jersey. I mean, he's the real deal for me. And
that's cool.
In terms of players from LSU that I look up to, for sure, Jamal Adams, just being from Texas.
Yeah, that's cool.
Grant Delpit, being from Texas again. Tyrann Mathieu was actually a guy who he had tweeted out this tweet, and it was like this kind of like bus train that was like Toviano to the boot. It was like,
no.
Yeah, it was like a month before like my commitment day, and it was insane. I was like, dude, Tyrann Matthew,
He's like saying
heck?
my
He's
name, know who
tweeting me
I
out.
am, wants me
Yeah,
to go there.
yeah.
That's
And
hard.
so,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and then meet him at the Bama game, it was just surreal. It was just
Yeah.
like, what the heck?
He knew who you were too.
Yeah,
Like came to show you love, everything.
And I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God,
whoa,
I love that. Yeah.
you know. So that's definitely a guy that I would say for LSU that I look up to and stuff like that.
That's
sure.
cool. I mean, is known as DBU, right? So like stepping into those footsteps, you know, those shadows and that kind of stuff. That's got to be pretty exciting and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
no doubt, no doubt.
Especially with what LSU is doing right now, and there's a lot of hype around the team and everything. So, how's the team looking? What's the situation? Where are we going to expect you? I mean, obviously, you probably can't talk too much about it, but share with us what you can, where you've been fitting in, where you've been playing, all that stuff.
For starts, I think that we brought back a lot of leadership from last year.
Yeah,
I think that's probably going to be one of our biggest strengths, and I think that we have a great group of guys that skill set complement each other.
Nice.
I mean, we got a great group of older guys, you know, experienced guys like in Jaden and Malik, and you have those guys back on the O line with with Emery and Will and all those guys. So just the combination of younger guys, older guys, the freshmen, I think it's going to gel super well together. As far as me, I'm actually playing the nickel role right now.
Nice.
More into the safety role. I mean, I came in as a corner, but you know, at the end of the day, we're gonna try to help what the team needs. And fortunately, I offer that skill set and ability just to be versatile. So that's just kind of where I'm.
You feel good?
You
feel good about that though?
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
Being part of the fucking team, right?
Yeah,
like, bro. I just want to be out there with the boys.
For sure. But I mean, it is a little different. It took me a little time to adjust to it. But
so talk to me like I'm dumb because I never played football, so I don't know. So nickel package, nickel, all that stuff. What does that mean versus being a safety or whatever you said?
Yeah. So nickel is more. Well, we played a lot more.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
You saying LSU?
Yeah.
Got you.
And so basically, it's just the corner that's in the slot.
Got you.
So it's more space to cover.
Gotcha.
You're going to be more in the box. You're going to be covering a little bit more.
Yep.
As if it's kind of like the corner role, but
so you're more on the receiver versus safety. You're sitting back, you're watching the whole field, you're seeing everything in front of you. Got you. Okay,
exactly.
Cool.
So it's very a physical position, just being like kind of in the box with the linebackers and D line, but you also are having the ability to cover. So
all right.
I think the role kind of fits me a lot. So
let's go.
It's gonna
embrace
be fun.
The challenge, baby. Let's go.
Sir.
That's what greatness does. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right. So what do we expect from you? What's your game like when you talk about that? Right? You're like it complements my game, or I can fit in. What kind of player are you?
I would just say ultimately a playmaker. Versatile is one of my strongest assets. Just being able to play all over the back end.
Yeah.
I'm very physical. I like to get in guys' face. I like to completely dominate and shut down the opponent across from me. And I just take pride in that. I mean, there's just no better feeling than just being able to dominate the best player on their team across from me. I mean, I just don't see why you wouldn't love doing that. And so I would say physicality is a big strength. Awareness, just being a smart player, knowing when to make the right plays and stuff like that, and just smartness, overall discipline. Just a disciplined player that just plays hard, balls to the wall. So
I love it, bro. You got the physicality for sure. Because when you walked in the shop and they were telling me that you're a freshman, I'm like, you're wrong. There's no way that man is a freshman.
No doubt.
That's a man. He's not a kid. But that's awesome. So I'm excited to see you on the field this year. Just talking to you, like it's just like you're down to earth, everything. And then I love seeing the switch, right? Like that's my favorite thing. Is like I can be the nicest dude sitting right here, but cross the line, like no. For those 2 hours, 3 hours, you're a different person. So I'm excited to see that this year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Talk about leadership on your team this year. You talked about it a little bit with some names, but have there been any players or anybody that has kind of taken you under their wing that you look up to, that you're like, man, I like the way he works, and the way he goes about his business, and he's a good leader, anything like that?
No doubt. I mean, immediately, Greg Brooks, from day one, whether that's running tempos and conditioning or, being on the field and not knowing exactly what to do, but expecting to play fast.
Yeah.
And just someone that, may help you out off the field with playbook. He's always been a cool dude, genuine dude. I remember even before getting here, he'd always chop it up. So
I love that.
Greg he's definitely a guy that has helped me come a long way here as for my time as being. But him, I would definitely say Major. Major Burns is definitely, he's a funnier cat. I like Major, dude. I love Major, but He's definitely helped a lot. Sage Ryan for sure, just being able to have that nickel experience too. I think those three guys for sure have helped kind of just take me under and just kind of help me form into the player that I'll be. So
I love that, and I think that's like a huge thing, and that's why I was like, a big reason I do my podcast is for history. We can always look back and appreciate this. So just saying those names, we'll always be able to see that stuff. But to me, it was super important. I was a kid from Jersey, right? When I came down to LSU, you're fortunate you got the phones and there's, YouTube and all that stuff. When I came down here, it was just like if I turned on SportsCenter and got lucky, maybe I would see LSU, in the College World Series. So I didn't know too much about the tradition, the history, what happened here. It was older dudes that took me under their wing, to be like, this is the way we do it here. This is how we win. This is what we do and all that stuff. So there's like 3 or 4 or 5 guys that I remember from my day, that always stick in my head. So that's why I'm just always like those first impressions and the people that make that impression on you, you're going to remember the rest of your life. So it's always cool to kind of like just hear that stuff from the jump.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what are you looking forward to the most? I'll let you get out of here in a couple minutes, but
you've been here. We're good.
You good? You liking this conversation? Bro, I could sit here and talk all day. Joe, what do we got? We got any other questions for him? What else? He's a football guy. Joe's my football guy, so he loves LSU football. He has a dope podcast too called the 10-Second Runoff.
Okay.
And so I always ask him about football questions and shit. So
let's do it. Yeah.
You got anything off top of mind that would be cool to kind of like think about?
Yeah. What's it like to see guys like Zion Alexander, Deuce Chestnut, Denver Harris, guys older than you but are learning the same system at the same time? Like, how is that to like be playing alongside those older guys but learning it together?
It's definitely unique because most situations you come in, there's already the guys there that have played. But fortunately for us, we had guys get drafted last year, and Mekhi Gardner and what's Jarek Bernard? Jarek Bernard Converse. So we kind of had a clean slate, but I think those are the perfect guys for DBU. Just the skill set that they have, with Deuce Chestnut being probably, minus his year of injury, one of the top freshmen in the country that played, and Zion Alexander coming from Southeastern, being, had the most picks of his conference, All-American type of guy. You got Denver Harris, who was a freshman All-American. You got J.K. Johnson, who, he's came from Ohio State. He's going to be a very good player.
Competition is real. There's some dogs in there.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's definitely – learning together is unique because we all have a sense of kind of like an even playing field, which regardless, I think we have guys across the board that can play. Yeah. If a guy needs to play, he's going to come in and do exactly what the guy did before him. But it's cool to just go through the process with them. And it's just unique because they have their own knowledge before that they've came with. And then you kind of just are kind of like the bottom tier almost, just kind of the fresh knowledge you came from high school. But you kind of pick up things from them, and it's a cool thing for sure.
We got to get you a mic too, because that was a great question, dude. We got to get that was dope.
We'll repeat this one then.
Okay. Well, I was gonna try to repeat it, but I was like, there was too many names in there. It was too much. Joe asked a good question about kind of leadership and different players that are on the team and stuff. But I'll repeat this one. I'll try to remember it.
Yeah.
So on the national scale, looking at LSU, there's a lot of talk about us potentially having arguably the best D-line, arguably the best linebacker room. And the question on the national scale is, what's that secondary going to look like? Is that something y'all take into account? Is that something y'all feel some type of way about? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of try to remember mix it in, because I definitely wasn't going to remember everything that he just said.
No, yeah. So the question about where LSU secondary stands, people have all the right to feel however they feel about it. But I think we feel pretty confident. We're the guys working every day, coming in, going past our limits every day, putting our noses in the playbook and just trying to grasp every bit of knowledge that we can. And so we know exactly the potential of what we can be. I think it's almost exciting to know, like, the sky is not the limit for us. And that, there's people that's going to have to say, they're going to say anything and everything about LSU, because obviously, they don't want to see LSU. No one wants to see LSU be on the pinnacle of college sports, but
and they know people will listen if they talk about LSU too. That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. So, I think we're pretty confident as a group. I think everyone offers a different skill set, and I wouldn't be shocked if you see a couple guys from this year's secondary, get drafted next year.
I love it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that seems to be a trend here. Like, we usually have some people up there right in the first round and on defense. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun year.
Yes, sir.
What about all right, I'm going to go back to some LSU stuff. What about like culture? Like, so you're from Texas. I grew up in Jersey. Anything culturally that was like a shock for you? Anything crazy stand out? Any stories?
Man, let's see if I mean, off the back, I would say the food.
Yeah.
The food is insane, dude. I mean, being from Texas, you got barbecue, but the Cajun style is, I mean, it's
just
different.
Yeah.
You know? And so I enjoy that a lot. The music, I mean, just the way that people are.
Yeah.
How, you know, you can walk into a building and everyone in that room says hi or what's up to you. I just think that people are definitely down to earth here to a certain extent for sure. And I mean, being from Texas, it was different just being out here in Louisiana for my first couple of months. But I think I quickly adapted, just being around the guys on the team for sure.
Yeah.
And hearing their slang and hearing, you know, how they go about things. I think that definitely I've adapted a little bit to it. So,
bro, that's the best feeling too. Like once you start becoming like boys with the guys on the team, you got the inside jokes, right? Like everything's starting to come together.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite. That's like one of the favorite parts of like a new team, new city, all that stuff.
For sure.
I think one of the cool moments that I think I remember, LSU was kind of like, I was a kid from Jersey, right? And again, I'm talking about me just to kind of relate the stories of where I'm coming from on these questions. But when I came down here, you know, like I was like, I got to prove that I belong, all this, right? Like I'm a kid from Jersey, blah, blah, blah. And I knew that there was a certain moment for me that I knew in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, I got this. Like, you know, like I belong here. Yeah. Did you have a moment like that? Has there been a moment? It might not be.
I mean, not like a crazy moment. I'm trying to think of
Texas high school football is a lot better than Jersey high school baseball. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot different. Sure. So that's why I was just thinking it maybe there was or whatever. But.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard. I mean, I would say a thing that kind of really shocked me a lot is the level of the competition. I mean, it completely transforms from the high school level.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're able to take plays off in practice in high school, or you're always the best player on the team. But here, you're going against Malik Neighbors and Kyron Lacey every day. Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of forces you. I remember one day we were kind of getting chippy. It was in the indoor facility, and it was just one of those days. I mean, I think we got moved in because it was raining.
Yeah.
And it's right before 7-on-7s. We did 1-on-1s before, and it was highly competitive. Yes. And guys started, you know,
chirping.
Talking.
Let's go. Get talking that shit. Let's go.
And so I remember I was guarding Kyron Lacey, and I think the first ball he caught, but I was just like right in his bag. Yeah. But the next play I end up getting a PBU, a deflection off of it. So it's kind of like even 1-1.
Yeah.
And so everybody's kind of doing their own thing. You got J.K. Johnson and Malik Neighbors going against each other, chirping it off, you know. And our third rep, he ended up catching the ball, and he goes, I really threw this, whatever. And I'm just like talking back. Yeah. You know, I'm a freshman, but I'm, to a sense, I feel like I'm still a big dog to a sense just because my pride and stuff. But it was just highly competitive. And, Coach Kelly was getting on us because we were all chirping. He just wants us to play football.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that environment, you kind of can tell, like, the competitive spirit of the team. And ultimately, just like the fight that everybody has, like just the will to want to win, their rep, every play. So that kind of gave me a greater sense of like LSU football. Just kind of being around that in the environment, it was just like, okay, this is LSU football for sure.
That's dope. And you probably earned a lot of respect too in those circles, in those moments.
Yes,
older dudes are testing you a little bit, seeing what you're about, what kind of makeup you have, all that kind of stuff. So that's dope. Those are the best times, man. That's awesome.
For sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What about the coaching staff? You liking everybody so far?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
resources, everything's pretty dope, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Coach Kelly to start with. I mean, he's the most genuine guy I've ever.
He's a good dude.
A lot of people didn't have good things to say about us, Coach Kelly, a year ago, but I mean, since I've met him, he's been nothing but genuine and real. So he's the same exact person he was when he was recruiting me, and I can speak for that. I can vouch for that for any recruits that are, thinking about coming here. But I mean, Coach Steeples, Coach Cooks, Coach House, the DC. I mean, all of them are real. I could say collectively, they're all really genuine, and they actually care about the person over the player. I mean, of course, they're your coach, and they're gonna want you to push you, and they're gonna, get on you. But they ultimately they do care about the player, the person more than the player. So I think that's
it.
very unique and genuine of them.
Wow.
So
that's big for culture and building a program and everything. Like, I mean, when you care about the people, and I mean, the winning comes naturally because you know you're caring about the right things and stuff. So that's dope. What else, man? Anything else you want to leave with the people? I want to get you out of here. So you got an off weekend. You got to go relax a little bit. Let's go. What you got planned? Anything?
Oh man, I'm gonna just chill with the guys. I mean, I think one of my homeboys are going out of town, but we were thinking about going. I've been trying to get to the swamps.
Okay.
And
love that.
Just get like
get on the alligator boat, like one of those things.
An airboat.
Airboat, yeah.
So,
alligator boat. Listen to me. I don't know what the fuck it is.
But no, I've been trying to get into it recently. I'm more like I like being outdoors. Like I'll go in the woods. Like I'll do
That's
anything.
Cool. Yeah.
So I've been trying to get out there. I know a guy on our team. He actually owns an airboat. So I think I'm gonna try to talk to him. Hopefully not this week. Probably not this weekend, but like the upcoming weekend, just right before fall camp starts. You know, just kind of get out there and.
There's enough country boys that got an airboat that do something. I remember there was a bunch of guys trying to get me to go frogging all the time when I was here. Man. I was not as open-minded when I was here at school. I was like, I'm from Jersey. I don't do that shit. Like, blah, blah, you know, I'm not going fucking frogging with you guys, like all that shit, you know, like, so props to you, bro, embracing it. Like, I wish I was more like that and went out and did that stuff. So you seem way more mature than I ever was when I was in college. So props to you, man. And,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited to follow your journey. You've just been, you've come in the shop 2 or 3 times and just held your own and the way you carry yourself, man, the way you speak, all that stuff. I know you're going to be great, and I'm going to be looking forward to watching you this year. So
I appreciate
the time, man.
Yes, sir.